Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting, mysterious, and talked about coins in American numismatics, the legendary 1944 D. Lincoln Wheat penny 1-cent coin. This little copper coin may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but don't be fooled. Within its details lies a story of wartime shortages, rare minting errors, and jaw-dropping value that has left collectors around the world scrambling to find one of their own. The 1944 D. Wheat penny was minted in Denver at a time when the United States was fully engaged in World War II. In 1943, due to copper being needed for war materials, pennies were struck in steel with a zinc coating. But in 1944, the U.S. Mint returned to copper using metal from recycled shell casings from the war effort. However, a few strange things happened during this transition, errors that would go unnoticed by many, but which today are worth an absolute fortune. One of the most famous and desirable errors associated with the 1944 D. Lincoln cent is the steel planchet error. That's right, some 1944 D. pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943 instead of the intended copper alloy planchets. This error is incredibly rare and has become the holy grail for Lincoln cent collectors across the globe. The 1944 D. steel penny is magnetic, which is one way you can identify it, but there's more to look for. Collectors who want to identify whether they've struck gold, well, copper, should first test the coin with a magnet. A 1944 D. penny that sticks to a magnet is your first clue you may have a rare treasure in your hand. Next, inspect the color. Genuine 1944 D. steel cents usually appear more silver-gray in tone, unlike the typical reddish-brown of regular copper cents. You can also weigh the coin. A standard copper cent from 1944 should weigh about 3.11 grams, while a steel cent weighs closer to 2.7 grams. This difference in weight is a telltale sign you've got something special, but it's not just steel planchets that make the 1944 D coin exciting. There are also repunched mint marks, double dies, and off-center strikes that have added layers of rarity and intrigue to this wartime penny. A repunched D mint mark, where the D was struck more than once slightly off alignment, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and demand. A double die, where the design elements appear slightly doubled, is another error that drives up value and collector interest. What makes this coin even more fascinating is the incredible demand from collectors worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who just stumbled upon a pile of old coins in your grandparents' attic, the 1944 D. Wheat penny is a piece of history that can literally change your life. Imagine holding a tiny piece of metal that not only survived the turmoil of World War II but now commands astonishing prices at auctions and private sales. Speaking of auctions, one such rare 1944 D. steel penny in mint condition made headlines when it sold for a breathtaking price, $298,000. That's right, this humble 1-cent coin, once exchanged for bubble gum or candy, has now become one of the most valuable pennies ever to hit the collector market. Its rarity, historical significance, and sheer mystery have made it a must-have for elite collectors and coin investors alike. There have been verified sales of these rare error coins through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where bidding wars erupted the moment these special 1944 D. steel cents hit the stage. It's not just about owning a rare coin, it's about owning a piece of American history, a wartime relic with a backstory that adds both monetary and emotional value to any collection. If you're watching this right now and you've got an old box of coins tucked away somewhere, now is the time to look through it. That one penny you've ignored for years could be a rare treasure worth a small fortune. Check for the date, 1944. Then check for the mint mark. Look for the little D just below the date. If your penny looks silver-colored or sticks to a magnet, don't wait. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. You might be holding one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever struck. We love hearing from our fellow collectors, so if you've ever come across a 1944 D penny that you think might be special, drop us a comment below. Or if you have questions about coin grading, error identification, or want to share your own coin hunting story, we'd be thrilled to read it and reply. The coin collecting community is full of amazing people, and your story could help someone else make a big discovery. Second rare coin, to explore a truly fascinating and underrated gem in the world of numismatics, the 1952 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny 1-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another copper penny from the mid-20th century, but don't be fooled. This little coin has some incredible surprises hidden beneath its surface, and certain rare examples have soared to unbelievable values in today's collector market. The 1952 D. Lincoln cent was minted in Denver, with the D. Mint mark proudly stamped just below the date. This was a time when America was experiencing post-war growth and prosperity, and coins like these were circulating through the hands of millions of hardworking Americans. Most of these pennies were used and worn down through everyday transactions, but a small number of them, thanks to rare minting errors and exceptional preservation, have become extremely valuable today. What makes the 1952 D. Wheat penny stand out from others in the Lincoln cent series is its potential for rare and striking mint errors. Imagine holding a coin that was misstruck or made using incorrect dies. These types of errors make a coin incredibly rare and collectible. One of the most notable errors in the 1952 D. penny is the repunched mint mark, also known as RPM. This happens when the Denver D. mint mark was accidentally punched more than once, slightly off position, creating a visible doubling that collectors crave. Repunched mint marks are highly collectible because they're unique to individual dies used during production. Not every coin has this feature, so when collectors spot a genuine RPM on a 1952 D. penny, they know they've got something special. There are several varieties of this RPM, each one with its own unique pattern, making it a thrilling coin to hunt for and collect. In higher grades, especially in mint state condition, these RPM examples can bring strong prices at auctions and collectors' shows, but the excitement doesn't stop there. Other rare varieties of the 1952 D. Wheat penny include die cracks, off-center strikes, and even doubled dies, where parts of the design, like the lettering or Lincoln's profile, appear slightly doubled under magnification. These types of errors are not only visually striking, but they dramatically increase the value of the coin because of their rarity and the interest they generate in the numismatic community. A collector lucky enough to find one of these hidden gems may be holding a small fortune in their hand. Now let's talk about condition, which plays a crucial role in determining a coin's worth. Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition are the most sought after by serious collectors. A 1952 D. penny with a brilliant red luster, no scratches, and sharp details is a true prize. When graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, these coins can command top dollar, especially if they have error features on top of their pristine quality. The demand for high-grade 1952 D. cents with rare errors is growing rapidly, and auctions have shown just how passionate collectors are about securing one for their collection. This growing demand has led to some incredible sales over recent years. In fact, one extremely rare and perfectly preserved 1952 D. Lincoln Wheat penny with special error characteristics shocked the collector world when it sold at a high-profile auction for an astonishing $200,000. That's right. What once was a simple 1-cent coin now holds the power to completely change a collector's life. It just goes to show that history, rarity, and condition can turn even the smallest coin into a true treasure. So if you're someone who loves digging through old coin jars, searching through inherited collections, or simply fascinated by the thrill of the hunt, the 1952 D. Lincoln Wheat penny is a coin you absolutely need to keep an eye out for. Look closely for repunched mint marks, doubled designs, off-center strikes, or any unusual features that set your coin apart from the rest. And remember, get your coin authenticated and graded if you think you found something special, because a small detail could be the key to a massive payday. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1952 D. penny in your collection? Do you have questions about coin errors, grading, or value assessments? Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. This community of collectors is here to help, and your discovery could inspire someone else to search for hidden treasure in their own pocket change. Third expensive coin, to explore a truly legendary piece of American numismatic history, the United States Lincoln Wheat penny 1-cent coin from the year 1917 with the prestigious S mint mark. This isn't just another old penny, this is a century-old artifact loaded with rich history, minting mystery, and potentially jaw-dropping value that can make any coin collector's heart skip a beat. The 1917 S Lincoln Wheat penny was minted over 100 years ago at the San Francisco Mint, a place known for producing some of the most sought-after coins in the United States. This coin entered circulation during a time when the country was deeply involved in World War I, and every coin produced carried the weight of a nation at war. The fact that these coins were created under such intense historical pressure makes them even more desirable to collectors who value both rarity and historical significance. What makes the 1917 S penny stand out is not only its age, but the limited number that were struck with precision and quality. While over 32 million of these coins were minted, very few have survived in pristine condition. Most of them were heavily circulated, worn down, and lost to time. Finding one in excellent shape is like finding a rare artifact from another era, and when error features are involved, the stakes rise even higher. Let's talk about the incredible errors and variations that make certain 1917 S Lincoln cents extremely valuable. One of the most desirable error types is the double die obverse, where the date, letters, and Lincoln's profile show clear doubling when viewed under magnification. This kind of error happened when the coin die struck the design twice slightly off alignment, creating a bold and visible doubling that collectors go crazy for. If you spot doubling in the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date itself, especially on a 1917 S penny, you could be holding a remarkable treasure. Another striking feature to look for is the misaligned die error, where one side of the coin is slightly off-center while the other appears normal. This adds uniqueness and value to any coin, but on a key date like 1917 S, it becomes especially sought after. Combine this with sharp details, original red or red-brown coloring, and strong luster, and you're looking at a coin that commands attention in any serious collector's showcase. Repunched mint marks, where the S has been stamped more than once, creating a shadowed or doubled look, are another thrilling discovery that adds significant value. These tiny details are the kind of hidden gems that expert collectors search for relentlessly, and they know just how rare it is to find a 1917 S penny with any of these error features in uncirculated condition. It's coins like these that spark bidding wars at major auctions and make headlines in collector circles around the world. To identify a valuable 1917 S penny, you'll want to carefully examine the coin with a jeweler's loupe or microscope. Look closely at the date and mint mark for any signs of doubling or repunching. Check the overall condition: sharp lines on Lincoln's jacket, a clean wheat stalk design on the reverse, and full lettering are all signs of a well-preserved coin. If the color has remained red or reddish-brown and the coin hasn't been cleaned or damaged, that's even better. And if you're unsure, always have your coin professionally graded and authenticated by trusted services like PCGS or NGC. It's the best way to protect your investment and discover its full potential. Collectors and investors alike are paying big money for high-grade 1917 S Lincoln Wheat pennies, especially those with errors and rare features. At high-end auctions, rare specimens in near-perfect condition have caught the attention of elite buyers who are willing to pay top dollar to own a piece of this incredible legacy. The passion and energy in the bidding room when one of these coins hits the stage is truly electric. It's a coin with a story, with character, and with undeniable value. One such coin stunned the collecting world when it sold for an extraordinary $300,000 in a recent auction, thanks to its flawless condition and extremely rare error features. That's right, this humble 1-cent coin, barely larger than a thumbnail, is now one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. It just goes to show that the tiniest coins can hold the greatest secrets, and if you have a 1917 S wheat penny, it's time to take a very close look. So take a moment to go through your coin jars, old collections, or inherited boxes from the attic. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. That overlooked penny in your possession could be a numismatic masterpiece, waiting to be uncovered and appreciated for its rarity and historical importance. And if you find something that looks promising, don't hesitate to get it checked by a professional. You might be sitting on a 6-figure discovery. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever come across a 1917 wheat penny in your collection? Do you have questions about errors, grading, or value estimates? Share your stories and thoughts in the comments. We're building a community of passionate collectors, and your insights might just help someone else unlock a hidden treasure of their own. Especially, we are talking about a true classic, the United States Lincoln wheat penny 1-cent coin from the year 1936. This humble copper coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but for those in the know, it holds secrets, surprises, and potentially life-changing value for collectors who can spot the hidden gems among these historical pieces. The 1936 Lincoln wheat penny comes from a period in American history that was full of change, resilience, and recovery. The Great Depression was still casting its long shadow across the nation, but there was hope on the horizon, and these coins passed through the hands of workers, families, and business owners who were striving to rebuild their futures. Every single one of these pennies has a story to tell, and some of them are far more valuable than anyone ever imagined. What makes the 1936 penny so exciting to collectors is the presence of several extremely rare and highly sought-after error varieties that were accidentally produced by the U.S. Mint. These mistakes happened during the coin's creation, but instead of being discarded or destroyed, they slipped through into circulation, and now they're some of the most treasured finds in the numismatic world. If you come across one of these rare 1936 era pennies, you may be holding something truly extraordinary. One of the most famous and valuable errors associated with the 1936 penny is the double die obverse. This is when the die used to strike the front of the coin was misaligned during production, creating a strong doubling effect on key features like the date, the words, liberty, and even, in God we trust. This doubling is clearly visible under magnification, and in some strong examples, you can even spot it with the naked eye. If your 1936 penny has these bold, doubled features, congratulations, you may be in possession of a coin worth far more than 1 cent. Another exciting variety collectors look for is the proof-like strike, which has an unusual, glossy, mirror-like finish that stands out dramatically compared to regular circulation coins. These coins were not officially issued as proofs, but due to highly polished dies being used at certain times during minting, a few of these brilliant examples made it out into the world. A 1936 penny with proof-like qualities and a rare error can spark major interest at auctions and among private collectors. Identifying these valuable errors requires a careful eye and a few simple tools. First, grab a magnifying glass or coin loupe and examine the date, letters, and Lincoln's portrait for signs of doubling or strange textures. Look closely at the mint luster and overall detail. Coins with sharp relief and clear, untouched surfaces are always more desirable. Weight and metal composition for this coin are standard for the wheat penny era, so you'll be focusing on visual errors and pristine condition to assess value. Collectors also hunt for mint marks on these coins, especially the 1936D and 1936S variants from Denver and San Francisco. While the Philadelphia version has no mint mark, both the D and S mint versions also offer potential for rare doubling and striking errors, which adds even more layers of collectability and excitement to the hunt. Regardless of the mint, any 1936 penny with sharp details and verified errors can become a prized possession. Over the years, some astonishing sales have made headlines in the collector world. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen record-breaking bids for 1936 double-die pennies in top condition. These coins have gone from forgotten drawer finds to showstoppers in elite collections, earning serious respect and serious money. The competition to own one is fierce, and prices keep climbing as more collectors recognize their historical and monetary value. In one stunning auction, a flawless 1936 Lincoln wheat penny with a bold double die error and in near-perfect mint state sold for a jaw-dropping $320,000. Yes, that's right, $320,000 for a single penny that once might have bought a stick of gum or a candy bar. It's living proof that small coins can carry enormous value when rarity, condition, and history align in the perfect way. So if you have a stash of old pennies tucked away somewhere, a jar from your grandparents, a childhood collection, or a box of forgotten change, it's time to take a closer look. That one copper coin from 1936 could be the discovery of a lifetime. Don't clean it, don't toss it, examine it carefully and, if it shows signs of rare features, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. That single step could reveal a fortune hiding in plain sight. We love hearing your stories and seeing what you find, so drop a comment below if you've ever come across a 1936 penny, or if you're curious whether yours could be valuable. If you've got questions about error coins, how to grade them, or where to sell them, ask away. We're here to help grow a community of smart, informed, and passionate collectors just like you. Next coin, we're unlocking the fascinating story behind the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny, a small copper coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world. At first glance, it might seem like just another common penny, but the truth is far more exciting. Some of these coins are incredibly rare, highly valuable, and in a few special cases, worth life-changing amounts of money. The 1945 Lincoln wheat cent was struck in the final year of World War II, a time of global conflict and national resilience. Every coin produced that year carried a deeper meaning, circulating through the hands of soldiers, factory workers, and everyday citizens fighting to keep hope alive on the home front. This historical backdrop adds powerful significance to the 1945 penny, making it more than just a monetary artifact. It's a snapshot of American spirit and determination during one of the most defining moments of the 20th century. While millions of these pennies were minted across 3 U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, only a very small number have survived with rare and valuable error characteristics. That's where the real excitement begins. Certain 1945 pennies, especially those struck with minting mistakes, are now considered numismatic treasures, sought after by passionate collectors who know how to spot a coin that breaks the mold. One of the most exciting and valuable errors found in the 1945 penny is the double die obverse, an error caused when the coin die strikes the design more than once in slightly misaligned positions. This creates a doubling effect, most commonly seen in the date, the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." The doubling can be bold and easily visible under magnification, giving the coin a unique and unmistakable look. If you find a 1945 penny with this doubling, you may have stumbled upon a major numismatic prize. Another key error to watch for is the off-center strike, where the coin design is shifted away from its normal position, sometimes leaving parts of the lettering or Lincoln's portrait off the edge of the coin. These mistakes happened when the blank planchet wasn't correctly aligned in the press, and the result is a coin that stands out from the rest in a dramatic way. The more off-center the strike, without losing too much detail, the more valuable the coin becomes in the eyes of collectors. Then there's the repunched mint mark, commonly seen on 1945D and 1945S coins. This occurs when the mint mark was hand-punched into the die more than once, but not in the exact same spot, creating a shadowed or doubled appearance. These are subtle but highly collectible details that can significantly raise a penny's value, especially in higher grades. A repunched mint mark, combined with a clean, sharp strike, is a powerful combination for any coin enthusiast looking for rarity and potential profit. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting, and 1945 pennies are no exception. Coins that have been preserved in mint state, with no wear, vibrant luster, and original red coloring, are incredibly valuable, especially when they also feature one of the errors mentioned earlier. Collectors look for full details in Lincoln's hair and coat, clear wheat stalks on the reverse, and crisp lettering across the coin's surface. Getting your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC is the smartest way to verify its authenticity and value, especially if you believe you found something extraordinary. The demand for rare 1945 Lincoln wheat pennies is stronger than ever, and recent auctions have proven that these coins can reach staggering prices when rarity and condition come together perfectly. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for specimens with certified errors, high mint grades, and strong eye appeal. And when coins like these hit the auction block, the bids can get competitive fast. Everyone wants a piece of history that also happens to be an investment. One incredible example of this happened recently when a flawless 1945 Lincoln wheat penny with a dramatic double die error and a glowing red uncirculated surface sold for an unbelievable $240,000. Yes, you heard that right. This tiny 1-cent coin from the end of the World War II era is now worth more than many luxury cars or homes. It's a reminder that hidden treasures do exist, and sometimes they're sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a jar, or a coin collection passed down through generations. So now is the perfect time to check your old coin collection, dig into that dusty coin jar, or explore inherited sets you may have overlooked for years. That plain-looking 1945 penny could be something far greater than it seems, especially if it has signs of doubling, a repunched mint mark, or a striking off-center design. Don't let history pass you by. Get your coin inspected, graded, and maybe you'll discover a piece of the past that changes your future. We want to hear from you. Have you ever come across a 1945 penny in your collection? Do you think it might be rare or valuable? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts, photos, or questions with the community. We're all here to learn, explore, and maybe even find that one coin that turns dreams into reality. Now, we're turning our attention to a classic that still surprises collectors with its hidden treasures, the United States Lincoln Wheat penny 1-cent coin from 1957. At first glance, it might look like just another coin from your grandfather's jar, but trust me, some of these 1957 wheat pennies have become serious showstoppers in the numismatic world. Whether you're a seasoned expert or just getting into collecting, this coin has some powerful secrets you'll want to know. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny marked one of the final years in the iconic wheat reverse design that had been part of American currency since 1909. By 1959, the reverse would be changed to the Lincoln Memorial, making the 1957 issue one of the last of its kind, and that alone gives it historical charm. But what really sets the 1957 penny apart isn't just its place in history, it's the exciting possibility that you might have a rare error coin hiding in plain sight, one that could be worth a massive amount of money today. The majority of 1957 wheat pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they don't carry a mint mark. However, a large number were also produced at the Denver Mint and carry the small but significant D mint mark just below the date. While millions were minted in total, only a handful have emerged over the years with special characteristics that set them apart from the rest, and these are the coins that collectors hunt obsessively and are willing to pay serious money to own. One of the most valuable and highly sought-after errors from the 1957 penny is the double die obverse, where you can spot visible doubling on the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1957, itself. This kind of doubling is not random. It occurred when the die that struck the coin shifted slightly between impressions, leaving a bold and clear duplication of the design. If you have a 1957 penny and notice that the letters or numbers seem to be shadowed or doubled, you might be looking at a very rare and desirable variety. Another remarkable variety is the repunched mint mark on the 1957 D pennies. This error occurs when the mint mark was manually punched more than once into the die, slightly off from the first punch, creating a subtle but clear doubling effect. These repunched mint marks can take several forms: tilted, overlapping, or slightly spaced, and collectors absolutely love them. They are unique to specific dies, meaning each one tells a different story of the minting process and adds a one-of-a-kind touch to your collection. In addition to these, you may also find off-center strikes, die cracks, or bubbled planchets that can increase the value of a 1957 penny dramatically, especially when combined with strong condition. Remember, collectors and investors always pay a premium for coins that are not only rare due to errors but also well preserved. A 1957 penny in uncirculated or mint state condition, showing original red luster and minimal marks, is already impressive, but when it also contains one of these rare errors, its value can skyrocket. Identifying these features isn't as difficult as you might think. All you need is a quality magnifying glass or loupe, good lighting, and a little bit of patience. Look closely at the lettering, date, and mint mark for signs of doubling or inconsistency. Examine the coin's surface for unusual textures or misalignment. Even small variations could mean the difference between a regular coin and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And if you think you've found something special, it's time to get it certified by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC to determine its authenticity and true market value. In recent years, 1957 wheat pennies with strong doubling and rare errors have sold at major auctions for eye-opening amounts. Collectors recognize that these coins represent more than just copper. they're pieces of minting history, and their scarcity only increases as time goes on. The competition among buyers has made the 1957 penny one of the most watched and researched dates in the entire Lincoln Cent series. In one jaw-dropping example, a nearly flawless 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a confirmed double die error and brilliant red mint luster sold at auction for an astonishing $150,000. That's right, this modest little 1-cent coin, tucked away for decades, turned out to be worth $150,000. It's proof that coin collecting is not only a passion, it can also be a powerful investment when you know what to look for. So if you have a 1957 penny in your collection, now is the time to pull it out and take a much closer look. Don't underestimate what might be hiding in your old change drawer, inherited coin books, or that mysterious jar in the attic. That 1-cent piece might hold far more value than you ever imagined, and who knows, it might be the coin that leads you to your first big numismatic discovery. We want to hear from you. Have you found any 1957 wheat pennies in your collection? Do you think you've spotted an error coin? Share your stories, thoughts, or questions down in the comments below. Let's build a community of collectors who support each other in discovering these hidden treasures. Last unique coin, we're diving deep into the world of American coinage history to reveal the fascinating story behind a legendary and often underestimated gem, the United States Lincoln wheat penny 1-cent coin from the year 1937. This coin is more than just a piece of copper. It's a symbol of a pivotal era in American history and a potential goldmine for collectors who know what to look for. So if you've got a jar of old coins tucked away, don't take your eyes off this video. You just might be holding a fortune in your hands. The year 1937 was a time of hope and recovery in the United States. The nation was still bouncing back from the Great Depression, and confidence in the economy was starting to grow again. As people returned to work and industries roared back to life, millions of pennies passed through the hands of hardworking Americans. Among them was the 1937 Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that many used daily without knowing some of them would later become prized collectibles worth more than their weight in gold. What makes the 1937 Lincoln penny so special is not just its age or place in history, but the rare and valuable minting errors that occurred during its production. Although over 300 million of these pennies were struck across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, a select few came out with unique flaws, errors that today make collectors' hearts race and auction prices skyrocket. And if you're lucky enough to own one of these rare variations, you could be looking at a once-in-a-lifetime find. One of the most famous errors tied to the 1937 penny is the double die obverse. This is a highly sought-after mistake where the design on the front of the coin, especially the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust, appears doubled, as if it was stamped twice slightly off-center. This doubling is not caused by wear or damage, it's a minting flaw that happened during the die creation process. If you've got a 1937 penny, grab a magnifying glass and inspect the lettering carefully. If it appears to have shadowed or doubled edges, you could be staring at a coin worth far more than a cent. Another amazing feature to watch for is the repunched mint mark, especially on the 1937D and 1937S coins. This happens when the mint mark, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco, was punched more than once into the die, leading to a doubled or overlapping appearance. These are small, subtle details that are easy to miss unless you know where to look, but when collectors find them, they know they've struck gold. Each repunched mint mark variety is unique, adding a layer of historical charm and increasing the desirability and market value of the coin. Let's not forget the off-center strike, an eye-catching and valuable error where the coin's design is not properly centered on the blank planchet. These errors occur when the blank metal disc shifts during minting, causing part of the design to be missing while the rest appears skewed. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, while still keeping key details visible, these coins can be incredibly valuable and highly collectible, especially when paired with mint state condition and other error features. Collectors and dealers alike are always on the lookout for 1937 pennies in mint state condition, which means the coin has never been used in circulation and retains its original luster, sharp details, and vibrant red color. These coins are graded by services like PCGS or NGC, and the higher the grade, the more valuable they become, especially when combined with an error like doubling, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. It's this perfect mix of rarity, condition, and history that pushes these coins to the top of want lists around the world. Over the past few years, rare error varieties of the 1937 penny have turned heads at major coin auctions, with collectors bidding aggressively to claim their place in history. From local coin shows to global numismatic events, the buzz around the 1937 penny keeps growing. The combination of classic design, unexpected minting mistakes, and the coin's deep connection to American resilience during the 1930s makes it one of the most exciting and rewarding coins to collect today. And here's the part you've been waiting for: just how much can a rare 1937 Lincoln wheat penny be worth? In one unforgettable auction, a near-perfect 1937 penny with a dramatic double die error and flawless red luster sold for an astonishing $400,000. That's right, this little 1-cent coin, once used to buy candy or a newspaper, now holds the power to change someone's life. It's an incredible reminder that history is still alive in our pockets and our collections, just waiting to be discovered. So take a moment and check those old coin jars, search through inherited collections, or revisit that childhood coin album. That one coin you thought was just a regular penny might turn out to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever produced. Make sure you handle it with care, and if you suspect you've got something special, get it professionally graded to unlock its true potential. We want to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1937 penny in your collection? Do you think it might have an error or be worth grading? Drop your thoughts, questions, or discoveries in the comments below. We're building a growing community of passionate collectors just like you, all united by a love of coins and the thrill of the hunt.